Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Developod, the podcast from the IATEFL TDSIG, that's Teacher Development Special Interest Group, sponsored by Nile, Cambridge, and Bridge. I'm Helen, and on today's episode, I'm going to be chatting with Ana Paula Biazon Rocha. Anna, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Helen.
So pleased to have you with us.
Yeah, me too.
Glad. So, to start off, could you tell me and our listeners a little bit about how you describe your ELT self?
Okay, so we are starting with a very complex question, right? um, my ELT self is basically myself. I don't see a lot of differences
Hmm.
between like the person Ana and
Hmm.
the teacher Ana, and
Hmm.
this can be good or bad. But
Hmm.
anyway, uh, I'm a teacher.
Hmm.
And this is what I do.
Hmm.
This is my thing. This is the only thing that I know how to do, to be
Hmm.
honest. And um, my ELT self is about English
Hmm.
pronunciation teaching, empowering teachers
Hmm.
to teach pronunciation with
Hmm.
confidence.
Hmm.
And it's also about teaching development,
Hmm.
which is something that I really, really enjoy.
Hmm.
And it's believing that teaching and learning are the basis of everything.
Hmm.
And, you know, um, we as teachers, we need students,
Hmm.
and students as students need teachers. So yeah.
Absolutely. So there isn't a professional Anna and a personal Anna. The
No.
personal and the professional are
Yeah,
entwined. They can't be
exactly.
separated.
Exactly. It's just Anna, you know?
Got it. Understood. That's great. So, how did you become interested in pronunciation and in teacher development? Like, what
Mhm.
happened on the course of your career to lead you to those two main focuses? Foci? I'm not sure how you'd
Foci, I
say that.
think.
Foci, I think. Yeah. Thank you, Latin. I think that's right. But how
Yes.
did you get here from where you started?
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
Okay. We don't have a lot of time, but anyway. So basically, pronunciation as a learner of English back when I was studying English
Mhm.
back in Brazil, pronunciation was always my main difficulty
Mhm.
in terms of English learning. So I would always get feedback from my teachers that, everything was okay. But Anna, pay attention to this sound or try to practice a little bit more intonation or stress or something
Mhm.
because it was my main difficulty. And because of that, especially when I started teaching English,
Mhm.
the feedback also that I got from some teacher trainers who uh, who gave me some feedback in a very kind and positive way. They
Yeah.
were not like correcting my English, but they were saying, Anna, everything is okay in terms of well, the way you teach the lesson, the way you approach students and everything.
Mhm.
However, you should be more careful with these sounds or try to practice a little bit more and stuff like that. So, from all this feedback,
Mhm.
I was like, well, I really need to do something about it, right?
Mhm.
So, I started studying pronunciation by myself,
Yeah.
and then I took some courses and stuff.
Mhm.
And throughout this journey, it became my greatest passion,
Mhm.
because I was able to improve my pronunciation in a way that it was more intelligible.
Yeah.
But I also, throughout the process, I started realizing that, you know what, I can share everything that I'm learning with my students. And
Yeah.
then the passion became teaching pronunciation,
Mhm.
So yeah, that's how I became a pronunciation teacher, I would say.
So from the challenge,
Yes.
you rose to the
Yeah,
challenge and found passion.
exactly. Exactly,
Amazing.
exactly, exactly.
Mhm.
And in terms of teaching development or teacher development,
Mhm.
this is something that I, as a teacher in my career, I've
Mhm.
always focused on.
Yeah.
I've always been studying by myself or
Mm.
attending workshops, webinars, conferences, talking to other teachers. Because, I'm a kind of a nerd. So studying for me is fun, you know.
Me too.
So, so you know what I'm saying.
Mhm.
So again, it was a matter of, you know what, this is something important. This is something that I like doing. And
Mhm.
this is something that I can help other teachers with.
Mhm.
So, and then uh, here in Sheffield, when I started teaching here at the University of Sheffield,
Mhm.
some years later, I had a chance to be a member of the teaching development team. And that's when officially, let's say, I became more involved in a way that I can help other teachers
Mhm.
talk about it, and become a kind of specialist in it. So
Oh.
these are my two true passions:
Mhm.
pronunciation teaching and teaching development.
Like I said, one from a challenge and one from interest, right?
Exactly, exactly.
That's
Yeah, yeah.
great. Super. So, how long have you been interested? Have you interested? How long have you been involved in
Mhm.
English language teaching, Anna? Because
Mhm.
this year TDSIG is 40 years old. We're
Yeah.
celebrating 40 years
I
of
know.
development.
Congratulations, by the
Thank
way.
you. So, we've been around for 40 years, which isn't a
Yeah,
short
yeah,
amount of time. It's not a long
exactly.
amount of time either, but so tell us about how long you've been involved in English language teaching.
For more than 20 years.
Mhm.
Yeah, Helen, I started teaching English when I was only 17 years old.
Wow, that is a young age.
Yeah, so the first group of students that I taught English, I
Mhm.
was the youngest in the class.
Wow.
Because I was teaching adults. It was an
Hmm.
intermediate group. They
Hmm.
in the evening, so
Yeah.
they would work all day long and go to the course in the evening. So I was the youngest, and I was the teacher. I was teaching
Wow.
them.
Oh.
So it's been a while, I would say.
So what drew you to English language teaching at only 17? Like it's a role with a lot of responsibility.
I know, I know. I think we can talk about two moments, okay?
Mhm.
So, first, teaching in itself, becoming a teacher.
Mhm.
I always knew that I was going to be a teacher because I
Oh.
come from a family of teachers. So my mom, my aunt, my uncles, my cousins, we are all teachers,
Yep.
obviously different subjects, but we are teachers. So I would say since I was little, I knew I
Mm.
was going to be a teacher.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing. And obviously, my main inspiration and influence is my mom. My
Hmm.
mom is a wonderful maths teacher.
Hmm.
So that is the first thing. So this is about teaching.
Yeah.
English, everything started when I started learning English when I was a child.
Hmm.
And this is a very interesting moment in my life. I was in the third grade,
Hmm.
elementary school, and
Hmm.
I remember one day I heard two teachers speak English.
Yeah.
So they were basically greeting each other. They were saying, "Hi, how are you? I'm fine, thanks, and you?"
Hmm.
But for me, that was like, whoa. So that's my first memory of listening to English in my life.
Wow.
And that was the moment that I was like, I want to speak like them.
Oh.
So that was when I fell in love with the language. So
Hmm.
then it was just a matter of time of joining both things,
Yeah.
English and teaching.
Connecting them, of course.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wow. So there's a real legacy
Yeah.
of teaching and education in your
Yes,
family.
yes,
Wow.
yes, definitely.
And I see how that would really inspire you to pursue teaching at a young age,
Mm-hmm,
seeing the
mm-hmm.
transformative power of teaching
Yeah,
from all the
yeah,
adults in your life. Of
yes,
course. Yeah.
yeah. I had just finished my English course. And
Hmm.
when I finished the course, I went from like elementary level to the advanced level. When
Mm.
I finished the advanced level, one of my teachers invited me an English language teaching training course,
Hmm.
and that's when everything started. I did the course, I did the training, and then 2 3 months later, I had my first group I was teaching.
It just clicked.
Yeah.
Amazing. So 20 years,
Mm-hmm.
half of TD6's life, it's not a short amount of time.
Yeah.
So when you look at how ELT has changed over that time,
Mm-hmm.
what changes have affected or involved you on your development journey?
Okay. Whoa, a lot of changes, I would
Hmm.
say.
Hmm.
I think I think from the beginning, so when I started teaching and I did my training and I also started my BA in English and Portuguese language and teaching, um, we we had, the communicative approach
Mm.
was the thing.
Yeah. Hmm.
And I would say, Helen, to be honest, that we were doing that without knowing why we were doing that, you
Hmm.
know.
Yep.
So I would say that from the beginning of my career, I was teaching without necessarily knowing why I was teaching that way. You know,
Ah, yeah.
it's communicative approach.
Hmm.
You just have to speak, and that's
Hmm.
it. And
Yeah.
obviously the famous PPP
Yeah.
sequence, yeah, and
Hmm.
things like that.
Yeah.
And I think throughout this process,
Hmm.
I have become aware, or at least more aware,
Yeah.
of what I'm doing,
Yeah.
why I'm doing the things I'm doing in the
Hmm.
classroom. So I
Yeah.
think this is the first change, and not just for me. I think a lot of teachers, this the importance of awareness, of knowing why we do
Hmm.
the things we do, knowing the rationale of
Methodology.
exactly,
Yeah.
and how it affects students. I think
Hmm.
that's something that um, has changed or has hopefully changed.
Hmm.
And another thing is, um, I think now, for me, the very first thing that I focus on is the human connection, is the
Hmm.
human relationship. So I'm not a machine. Students are not a machine. We are
Yeah.
humans.
Yeah.
Okay. So I try to connect with them at first at this level.
Yeah.
And then we're going to think about English. And then we're going to think about what we're going to do in the lesson, in the
Hmm.
course, and things like that. If you think back, like when I started teaching,
Yeah.
probably because I was immature, I was very young, and
Hmm.
I wasn't a novice
Yeah.
teacher. The my concern was follow the script, follow the lesson plan, do
Yeah.
what I have to do,
Hmm.
rather than, okay, let's connect with students first, let's talk,
Hmm.
and and then consequently we teach the lesson.
Hmm. Ah. So moving away from ticking off your checklist
Yes,
into a more
yes.
student-centered approach.
Exactly, exactly. And yeah, definitely when I started teaching, it was more teacher centered,
Hmm.
obviously. And now it's student centered.
Hmm.
And it's about also, and not only about, because when you teach English, it's not just the language, right? So it's about boosting students' confidence in
Hmm.
themselves as learners,
Yeah.
as speakers of English,
Hmm.
showing them ways in which they can improve their study skills,
Hmm.
showing them ways in which they can become more effective communicators,
Yeah.
in general.
Hmm.
So it's much more than the English language. And
Hmm.
then obviously when I started, I didn't have this perception. So
Hmm.
it was much more based on teaching language
Hmm.
instead of, okay, everything else that comes with the
Yeah.
language.
Hmm. This is the book that we're
Yeah,
going to work through.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I think a lot of us started out that way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. So, yeah, I have to agree. I think that even within my time, and I've been in
Hmm.
English language teaching less than you. I got my
Hmm.
CELTA in 2015. So, you know, I'm a bit of a baby, although I would say I started teaching English as a not very qualified
Oh, I
tutor
see.
in
I see. Hmm.
2009. So,
Hmm.
but I think that even from that, in the time I've been teaching until now, 2025, the concept of a student-centered classroom and emergent language and
Yeah.
meeting student needs, a needs-based
Hmm.
approach, all of these things have really, I think,
Hmm.
become more and more and more prominent.
Yeah.
Um, and you spoke about becoming more aware of like methodology and why we do what we
Hmm.
do. I
Hmm.
think that these things go hand in hand as ELT as an industry has grown and people become more focused on how to teach
Yeah.
instead of just what we're teaching, just the content,
Hmm.
more about how we do it and how we do it well. We
Yes.
focus on meeting our learners' needs, and I think that creates that that culture of teacher development, of teachers being excited to develop and learn and grow and improve and
Yeah.
better support their learners. Yeah,
Yeah. And
absolutely.
also share experiences,
Hmm.
because we need, as a community, as
Hmm.
a teaching community, we need this feeling that I'm not alone.
Yeah.
Other teachers are
Hmm.
going through the very same things that I'm going through,
Yeah,
you know.
absolutely.
And I think throughout this journey, and especially now that we have much more access, for example, to IATEFL SIGs,
Hmm.
or teaching development in general,
Hmm.
I think this idea of sharing experiences,
Hmm.
learning that we are in this together rather than isolated beings, trying
Yeah.
to make sense of things. I think
Hmm.
this is really important.
Yeah. And you mentioned other teachers are having the same struggles that I am. You know,
Yeah.
we can learn from each other.
Yeah, yeah,
You
definitely,
know,
definitely.
I sometimes you think back on the things you didn't know as a young teacher, and you think,
Hmm.
oh, I wish someone had told me this, or pointed me to
Yes,
this resource, or encouraged
yes,
this. And
yes, yes.
now teachers who have been teaching for longer, we get to do that for
Hmm.
newly qualified teachers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with that in mind, if you could, hop
Mhm.
in a time machine and go back to 17-year-old Anna,
Yeah,
what
yes.
would you tell her? What do you think would make her teaching journey easier? What support do you think she needed then?
Okay, so first I will tell her everything will be okay. Don't
Yep.
worry, don't
Hmm.
panic.
Hmm. Hmm.
Everything will be okay. Um, I think I would also try to talk to her more into talk to your students,
Hmm.
look at your students,
Hmm.
see what they need as human beings, let's talk about feelings, let's talk about how easy or difficult things are, you
Yeah.
know um, because especially when I started teaching, and back, considering my context in Brazil, I was teaching EFL, English as
Hmm.
a foreign language. So in that sense, you know I went through all the things that my students were going through, because
Hmm.
we don't speak English in Brazil.
Hmm.
So the only chances we had to speak English was in the language course.
Hmm.
So I think I would tell 17-year-old Anna, share your experiences.
Hmm.
Tell them that you've been there, that you
Yeah.
know how hard it is,
Hmm.
rather than open your books to page 24,
Yeah. Empathy.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we looked back then.
Yeah.
Let's look forward a bit.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah. So right, your main foci, we've said, are
Mhm.
pronunciation and teacher development. And they have been for a
Mhm.
while, right? They've been
Yes.
your passions for
Hmm.
a while.
Yes.
Do you think these will continue to be your passions in the future? Or do you have any predictions about where your ELT journey is going?
Well, I hope so,
Hmm.
because I do enjoy uh,
Hmm.
doing things related to these two areas.
Hmm.
I hope things expand.
Hmm.
For example, last year I had a chance to take a course, a
Hmm.
very interesting course on the neuroscience of language learning.
Oh,
So I think what I see for the future in terms of my development,
yeah.
my teacher development,
Hmm.
is trying to incorporate that more into what I do.
Hmm.
So probably this will become a third passion of mine. Or, for example, something that I'm really interested in doing is
Hmm.
pronunciation in neuroscience, and the
Hmm.
brain. So what I'm telling you is like I want to continue with my main passions, but maybe
Yes.
expand into other things as well,
Oh,
if
okay.
possible.
New niches within niches.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a good way to put
Oh,
it.
awesome. Okay. So, 20 years,
Hmm.
a long time. Could you tell
Yeah.
us a bit about your developmental decisions that you made along the
Hmm.
way? So, training or qualification choices that
Hmm.
you made.
Well, okay, so I think we can divide that into two moments of my
Hmm.
teaching career.
Yeah.
Back when I was teaching in Brazil and when I came to the UK and started
Hmm.
teaching here.
Yeah.
So back in Brazil, many of the decisions that I made were based on the needs
Hmm.
of my of what I was doing, the places that I was working at,
Hmm.
the chances that I was given,
Hmm.
and it was also based on being able to afford
Hmm.
um courses and
Hmm. Yeah.
development or not.
Yeah.
In most of the cases, not being able to afford
Yeah.
because it was really expensive.
Hmm.
So that was back then. Then when I decided to basically change my life completely
Hmm.
and leave Brazil and start a new life in another country.
Hmm.
I think my development choices were more based on what was happening, at, like basically as I was, starting this new chapter of my life.
Hmm.
Things started to some things happened like naturally.
Hmm.
Other things I basically, was trying to be uh, brave and like look
Hmm.
for it and kind of like here I am, look at me. I have something
Hmm.
to say.
Yeah.
So yeah, it really depends. So I would say that the choices now are much
Hmm.
more based on who I am now, because now I feel much more confident
Hmm.
as a teacher. I feel I've been doing this for a while,
Yeah.
so I think the choices that I make now are more based on this kind of maturity.
Hmm.
I know what I want to do, what I can do, what I need to improve. So yeah, so the choices are more related to that.
Hmm. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So really grounded in your confidence and your sense of self.
Yes, yes.
All
And also,
right.
yeah, and also the possibilities because,
Hmm.
when I came here, I had a chance to something that was very important for me was doing Cambridge Delta,
Hmm.
which was something that I was not given the chance at all back in Brazil.
Okay.
So, and I tried to make the most of it. And it
Yeah.
was, probably one of the hardest moments of my life, but it was definitely worth it.
Mm.
and and yeah, and even becoming a member of a SIG, an IATEFL SIG, and
Hmm.
like all these things started to happen, and I
Hmm.
think that they happen at the right time because
Yeah.
I feel that I can do it. I feel more confident. I mean, I hope so. Maybe I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, sometimes we're the expert and sometimes we're the beginner, right?
Yeah, yes, yes, for sure.
And the best thing is to know which you are in what moment.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. Super. Can you maybe share what you're most proud of? You've had quite a long journey from,
Hmm.
Brazil to the UK to the
Hmm.
Delta, and
Hmm.
now you work and study at the Uni of Sheffield, right?
I work at the
Yeah.
university. Yeah, I was a student because I
Yes.
moved to the UK to do my master's course,
Hmm.
and now I work at the university. Yeah, so I started as a student and now I am a teacher.
It's the natural cycle, right?
Yes,
Students
exactly.
become teachers, teachers
Yeah.
are also students. Yeah. So
Hmm.
you've done a lot of things and had a
Mm.
lot of change. You've had
Hmm.
quite a journey. What are you
Hmm.
most proud of?
Oh wow. This is difficult. I don't
Yeah.
know. Well, I would say that what I'm most proud of is becoming
Hmm.
becoming a confident English speaker, speaker of English.
Yeah.
That's the first thing.
Hmm.
That's the second thing, becoming a confident pronunciation teacher. This is what I am most proud of
Hmm.
because it was not hard. It's not easy at all.
Hmm.
And throughout my journey, I've been told a lot of things,
Yeah.
positive things and very negative things at the same time.
Mm.
And today I feel like, you know what? You might think that my pronunciation is not good, that I'm not very fluent, but I know what I can do as a speaker of English.
Hmm.
And the same thing about teaching pronunciation,
Yeah.
At the beginning was not easy,
Yeah.
but now I feel that I have, I at least I try
Yeah.
to have things under control. So that this would be, Helen, especially being a foreigner
Hmm.
here in an English speaking country. I
Yeah.
think this is what I'm most proud of,
Hmm. Fantastic. Yeah. Now, is there anything in particular you'd like to say to young teachers or newly
Mhm.
qualified teachers like young Anna, or to teachers who are planning to come to an English speaking country
Oh, yeah.
from their home
Mhm.
country? Any
Mhm.
particular advice or support you'd like to give them?
Yeah, sure. I would say you got. I know it sounds cliche, but
Hmm.
you got to believe in yourself.
Hmm.
Because if you don't believe in yourself, nobody will.
Hmm.
So if you are a novice teacher,
Hmm.
you can do it.
Hmm.
It's not easy. We completely understand,
Yeah.
but you can do it.
Yeah.
And if you're coming to an English speaking country, or even another country to teach English in another context, just take a deep breath and
Hmm.
believe in yourself and study. I would say study hard,
Hmm.
uh, read articles, engage in discussion forums,
Hmm.
look for professional development opportunities,
Yeah.
you know, uh, do your part, obviously,
Hmm. Yeah.
but you can do it, and especially for us, who are second language users of English, for example,
Hmm.
we can do it.
Yeah,
We are
absolutely.
yeah, we are fluent and competent speakers of English,
Hmm.
and we have to understand that ourselves first, because if we don't, nobody will.
Hmm. We were all novices once.
Yes, definitely, definitely.
I
Yes,
mean,
yes,
Anna
yes.
was a novice. I was a novice.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah Mercer, Adrian Underhill, all the big names, even
Yes.
they were novices once, right?
Yes, definitely, definitely. Yes.
Fantastic. Now, we're nearing the end of our time.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a final or main takeaway? If our listeners, if there's one thing you want them to really take away from what we've chatted about today, what would you like them to do?
Whoa. Okay. I'll go back again to the idea that
Hmm.
we are humans. We are human beings.
Yeah.
We are not machines.
Yep.
Our students are not machines,
Mm-hmm.
so we need human contact. We
Mm-hmm.
need this connection. And I will also go back to the idea that we as teachers, we are learners, much more than our learners, consider
Yeah.
us, we learn from the students, we learn with the
Mm-hmm.
students, and we also learn from our peers. So be open. I think the takeaway is be open to learn and to put yourself in, in this learner position as a teacher, I would say,
Mm-hmm.
don't think you know everything because you don't. And don't be afraid,
Mm-hmm.
of being a learner. You're learning different things all the time. You're
Yeah.
learning from different people.
Mm-hmm.
This is the way,
Yeah.
otherwise it's going to be a burden and it's not going to be nice.
Yeah. Absolutely. Be an
Yes,
open teacher learner and find your passions like Anna did.
exactly. Find your passions. Yes.
Super. Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you so much,
Thank
Anna.
you, Helen.
I really appreciate you coming on the show with us.
Thank you so
Um,
much.
Now, to everyone listening, if you
Hmm.
want to know more about Anna,
Yes. Okay.
how can they find out more or contact you?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm on social media.
Hmm.
So Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn.
Hmm.
It's my full name, Ana Paula Biazon Rocha. You're going
Hmm.
to find me there.
Hmm.
Okay. And you can also find me at Pronsig,
Hmm.
Pronsig blog,
Hmm.
IATEFL Pronsig blog. I'm
Hmm.
there.
We'll have a link
um,
in the description, shall we?
exact. Oh,
Yeah.
that's great. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
We have a link. Uh, and yeah, so find me on social media. Find me at Pronsig, and
Hmm.
I'll be glad to have a chat and to share, and
Thank
to
you.
learn from
Yeah,
people.
absolutely. Well, also, of course, I have to say, follow TDSIG or ITEFL
Obviously,
TDSIG on social media as well.
please.
Be sure that you subscribe to the show, hit that subscribe button on whichever app you're using. And as well, as always, thank you again to our sponsors, Nile Bridge and Cambridge. And thank you, all of our listeners, for joining Anna and I today for this really enjoyable and enlightening chat. See you all next time.
See
Thank
you. Bye
you.
bye.